Before we begin, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon, because today's story reveals sides of Carol Burnett the world rarely saw. For more than half a century, Carol Burnett wasn't just a television star, she was America's safe place. A woman whose raised eyebrow, goofy grin, or whispered punchline could lift millions out of a bad day. To the world, she was warmth, kindness, and grace rolled into one legendary performer. But the Carol Burnett everyone adored had a private side too, a side shaped by hurt, disappointment, and a handful of betrayal she carried quietly for decades. And now, in her 90s, she has finally opened up about the people who wounded her in ways no audience ever saw. The co-star who broke the magic. In the 1970s, the Carol Burnett Show wasn't just must-watch television, it was a weekly ritual in American homes. Carol and Harvey Korman were the heart of it all. Their chemistry was effortless, their timing unbeatable. On stage, they were a dream team. Offstage, a deep friendship held them together. But around the show's 7th season, something shifted. People on set noticed Harvey changing. Once light-hearted and sharp, he'd started losing his temper over the smallest things. Costume legend Bob Mackie later admitted, you could tell something was bothering him. He wasn't Harvey anymore. Some whispered that jealousy was eating at him. Carol's fame was exploding, and though Harvey was beloved, the show still carried her name. And eventually, everything boiled over. During a rehearsal with singer Petula Clark, a lighting mistake threw half of Harvey's face into shadow. Instead of brushing it off, he erupted, shouting, throwing his script, lashing out at the crew. But the real blow came when he snapped. Even Carol doesn't notice. That was the line that cut her. Carol stood up, calm but done. Harvey, I've had enough. If you can't respect the people here, you don't need to be here. The room went silent. Harvey walked out. And for the first time in years, Carol felt something break. 3 days later, he called in tears, apologizing and asking to return. She forgave him, she always had a big heart, but things were never quite the same again. He stayed until 1977, then quietly left for good. Years later, Carol summed it up perfectly. Harvey made me laugh harder than anyone, and gave me more headaches than anyone. The husband who hurt her where it counted. While Carol held her show together with grace, her marriage behind the scenes was crumbling. Producer Joe Hamilton wasn't just her husband, he was the mastermind behind the iconic show. In the early years, they were unstoppable. But as Carol's influence grew, Joe's control tightened. He began insisting on approving guests, cutting scenes, reshaping scripts. Carol pushed back. She wanted heart. He wanted control. Then came the ultimate betrayal. Her lawyers discovered he'd created Hamilton Productions behind her back, and quietly registered spin-offs based on her characters under his name. Including Mama's Family, born from Carol's own sketches. When she confronted him, hoping for remorse, he gave her nothing but a cold business answer. It's business, Carol. Not emotion. Their marriage ended soon after in one of Hollywood's ugliest legal battles. She won the show's rights. He walked away with a share of the profits. When he passed in 1991, Carol sent white flowers. The card read, "I wish you peace." That was her closure. The night Cary Grant tried to belittle her. Hollywood has always worshipped hierarchy, and in 1968, Cary Grant was at the very top. After an awards ceremony, Carol approached him to congratulate him, glowing in a red Bob Mackie gown. A director made a friendly comment about her show. Grant smirked. "Oh, that show, where she waves her arms and overacts? I've never understood why people like that sort of thing." The room froze. Carol didn't
raise her voice, didn't embarrass him. She simply said, "Maybe people enjoy laughing with real folks rather than with perfection." And walked away. The press called it a frosty encounter. Grant never apologized publicly. But he once admitted privately, she was too strong. She made me uncomfortable. And Carol? She let success do the talking. The invitation she never received. Here's a Hollywood mystery. Carol Burnett, one of the greatest sketch comedians in history, was never invited to host Saturday Night Live. Not once. Not in 50 years. Insiders say Lorne Michaels dismissed her early on as old-fashioned TV. Fans wrote letters demanding she be invited. NBC stayed silent. For decades, Carol never complained. Then, at her 90th birthday celebration in 2023, someone finally asked if she regretted never hosting SNL. She smiled gently and said, "I guess they didn't need me. But I didn't need them either." The internet exploded. And that one sentence closed a 50-year wound. The mockery that went too far. In 2007, Family Guy aired a parody of one of Carol's most beloved characters, the charwoman. But instead of playful humor, the scene was crude and disrespectful. For the first time in her career, Carol sued. Not for money. For dignity. The case was dismissed under fair use, but public opinion overwhelmingly sided with her. Years later, when she and Seth MacFarlane sat in the same audience row, he nodded politely. Carol didn't nod back. She simply smiled, a quiet, graceful, final answer.
So, which wound cut the deepest? Was it the friend who broke her trust? The husband who betrayed her? The Hollywood legend who belittled her talent? Or the mockery of a character she cherished? Tell me in the comments. Which moment do you think hurt Carol Burnett the most? And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more untold Hollywood stories.